I say he did?
No.
Let's go, CJ.
How y'all doing?
How have the first couple days of practice been for you?
Practice been really good. I think the whole team's clicking better with the defense. The offense is doing good players as well. And I think we're playing good as a team together.
You mentioned the whole team clicking better on defense. Just what are you seeing that's clicking so far?
Guys just reacting faster. D lineman being D lineman getting to the quarterback. In the linebacker room, all of us are getting a good grasp on what Coach Knowles is telling us in the linebacker room. So everything's going good.
How much of that is just having a year in the system now?
It helps a lot for sure. Building experience. Not even just for me, but other guys in my class, period. It builds confidence in yourself. You know what you need to do, and you just gotta go out there and execute.
You and Gabe were kind of recruiting together for Ohio State. You come in together, kind of sit for the first year. How fun is it to be out there with him? I saw you guys running through individual stuff together.
Gabe's my roommate, so me and him talk all the time about how we want to get out there and play and be the best us that we can be. But God's timing, that's what I keep telling him. That's what I keep telling myself. Whatever God has for me, whatever God's plans for me, I'm just going to go by it and do it.
Only 2 linebackers on the field. It seems like there'd be some competition for reps. But at the same time, you guys seem so close. What is that dynamic like for you guys?
Like I said, the Georgia week, it's just the best guys going to play. And the guys who aren't starting or aren't getting as many reps, you guys support them. The best guys going to be on the field. At the end of the day, we all want to win and win a national championship, so that's our goal.
Coach Knowles said he's hoping you can rotate a little more at linebacker this year, but he also wants you and Gabe to basically show him that he needs to go out there. How do you go about doing that this week?
Just executing everything that we need to do and having fun while we're doing it. Not getting in our heads as much as we did last year, because that was my problem as coming in as well. I was thinking too much, and just go out there and play and have fun.
What does it do for you to, Tommy's not practicing, and imagine Steele will be somewhat limited as a veteran guy. How do you attack against those extra opportunities that should be available to you?
Like I said, just every play I get out there, just execute, give 110% in everything I do. That's really it. Have fun while I'm out there and enjoying the time that I have here.
Do you feel like you're ready to go play linebacker right now, or do you feel like you still have a ways to go this offseason?
Me personally, I feel like I am ready, but I'm gonna trust Coach Knowles and whatever his system is. And at the end of the day, like I said, I trust God as well.
I know it's on the back burner this spring for you guys as a defense, but have you had any conversations with Coach Knowles about potentially playing the Jack?
I haven't talked to him about it yet. I have seen certain things, but I'm not gonna take anything serious until he comes to me and talk to me about it.
Do you think it's a position that would suit your skill set?
I feel like I can be a good player at Jack. In high school I rushed the passer a lot, but it's up to Coach Knowles and his defense.
Is that something that interests you, potentially?
Yeah, 100%. I feel like I can get to the quarterback for sure.
How much did all your experience on special teams last year help you for this year?
Yeah. Special teams helped me out a lot. Helped me out with special teams, period. But Coach Day was talking about it in our meeting room. I think it was either yesterday or today. Everything you do on special teams is going to help you on the field, no matter what it is. Running down kickoff, you got to track the ball, getting on and off a block. Same thing with offensive linemen and vice versa with the offense. So I feel like it helped me a lot.
Is that one of those things where you have to?
Before Georgia, he always called me skinny. He told me to stay at 230 now. I'm take care right now, and whatever Coach Nick has planned for him.
Some of those traits that you were known for in high school are quick, twitchy. You don't want to lose any of that.
Yeah.
So what's the balance like for you? Trusting that they have a plan for you, trying to add weight, but also thinking in the back of your head, I'm sure the best traits are some speed and agility.
In my opinion, I think you have to make sure to get some coach and coach from staff on the road, really. I feel like I think that's what he's doing for certain guys, but I'm just trusting for sure.
CJ, what's the process you go through to get to the field, and how is it going for you?
Just making the most of every opportunity that I can to get on the field. Whenever I do get certain reps out on the field, making sure I'm doing my job and giving 100% effort and having fun as well.
You probably came in here with the expectation of having your patience tested. Looking your freshman, you're like, okay, here we go. It's my time. And then it's like, oh, maybe I got to wait. Maybe I got to learn something. How has the past year changed you as a person from that perspective? Patience, your thoughts of the whole process of developing into a great player?
Really just learning from the veteran guys like Tommy and Steele. Especially Tommy, because that's like the guy that I always go to the talk no matter what it is. Football, life, whatever. Just trusting myself, that's first off. And then second off, knowing that I can do what is asked of me, and then also like building that relationship with the coaches. So that's what I think.
It is a process.
Yeah, 100%.
When you first came in, did you not have thought that? Did you really think that way?
I thought we were gonna rotate a little bit more, but like I said, I'm just trusting Coach Noah's system. You know, we have a great defensive coordinator, we have a great system, and whatever he wants us to do, we're gonna do it.
So Jay, when you talk to Tommy, does he do more than runs?
Yeah. When I first got here, me and Tommy didn't talk much, but
Don't give a bad here.
Cody, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good. Is it nice not having Tommy around this spring?
No, Tommy's always around. You know, everyone, we're all a brotherhood, and you know, it's never, no one's ever missing. It's just, he's just maybe not out there, but just act like he's there, and he's play as a unit, next man up.
What does this mean for you then? The opportunity that you have this spring.
You know, spring is always big for development, no matter what, and you can always get better. You can always develop. You know, there are plays I watch on film, and I know I can make a better play, and you know, it's a big learning step, and spring is always good for learning. So I think that's what this spring is good for.
What have you seen from those second-year guys, CJ and Gabe? We're talking to them today. What have you seen from them?
Man, they're really good learners. They absorb what we teach them, and like they help us teach stuff. Like they're really good at being aggressive and going to make plays, and you know, it's a big step for everybody. So you know, they're learning as much as we are, and just trying to absorb the defense and get back on track.
You've proven yourself to be like maybe 3 to 5 backers here. They expect us to expanded rules this year. What do you expect? How do you kind of balance the idea that you're playing a system going on?
You know, I just try to be as selfish as possible. You know, I try to play my role as best as I can, and wherever they think that's best for me, I try to play as best of my ability. So for me, I don't really worry about where or what the scheme is. I just try to, whatever they put me at, that's why I go and play my hardest. Yeah, no, it's all a process. You know, like in high school, there were times where I wasn't playing a whole lot either, but it's just trying to maximize the amount of reps you get. And I think that's the most important thing is if you don't get every rep a game, how are you going to maximize those 5, 10, 15, 20 reps you get and play the best you can? I feel great. Yeah, no, it's a whole new body for me. And I'm excited. This is like really my first year trying to get back into it, and then last year was good. You know, really feeling good and feeling 100%.
Cody, with Tommy sitting out, you know, this spring, at least contact-wise, et cetera, I mean, is this an opportunity to really assert yourself? I mean, how would you describe it?
Yeah, no, this winter, it's really big for my leadership, and you know, just trying to have a bigger voice on the team and trying to be felt as a leader. And I mean, this is spring sports, so developing and really just learning about yourself. And so these next 13 practices we have, it's going to be about developing his leadership, you know, playing as hard as I can and leading the defense. Okay.
Describe in a word or two. Describe 2022 for you. How would you describe just the season? Would obviously love to play more, right? I mean, how would you describe it?
It's ups and downs, you know.
Yeah.
No season ever, like, if you don't win it all, it never really goes how you want it to. So, you know, that's the goal, and everything we do from that game on is about how do we get back there and win it.
Yeah.
And so, you know, if you don't win them all, you got to figure out what happened and go back and win them all.
But I'm talking about you personally. I mean, from a playing time standpoint, et cetera. I mean, obviously, you love to play more, right? I mean.
Yeah. I mean, I just think it's opportunities. You know, I think about it. Maybe I don't play a big role in this spot, but you know, my focus is 100%. Anything happens, I can go in and plug it in and fill that role. So, you know, I think that's a big part of being here and being mature on this team is just knowing to be ready at all times. Like last year I played a big role on special teams. It's just because I'm like, if I see a role I can help and fill, I'll do that.
Cody, in hindsight, when you think about the shoulder injury and then maybe not being able to do as much in the winter workouts and not really a year ago, I know you're not trying to make an excuse for it, but what did you miss in that physical development that you think did set you back at all in terms of last year? Or?
No, I don't think anything's really set back. It's just the way it kind of goes. You know, if you have an injury, you got to get fixed. It's going to keep happening. It happened to me for like 7 years, so I figured I had to get something fixed. And really, it's really more mental than anything. You're just having the strength to, like, when if you can't practice, you got to watch that film as intently as they're watching it, because you know when you get back, it's time to get in there. Yeah. You know, I think physically I was fine last year. It's just mentally knowing having that strength to go in and implement what they teach.
You were dealing with that for 7 years, and that was your first maybe experience having a healthy shoulder. Like, what can that mean now that's normal for you?
Yeah, I don't even know. I'm just hoping for the best, praying for the best, and just be prepared. You know, I couldn't even tell you because I haven't really played a full season without having issues. So I'm just trying to stay healthy and play as hard as I can.
And specifically in the spring, what is one thing you know you've got to get better at to really assert yourself?
Just being aggressiveness. You know, I feel like as a linebacker, you can always be more aggressive. Yeah. You're attacking the line of scrimmage or just attacking the quarterback on the pass.
And where does that come from? Does it come from recognizing things even quicker?
Yeah.
You explain to folks who don't understand.
We're trying to be students of the game. You know, it's like you learn so much more just by taking a step back and looking at the whole defense as a whole. And when you're so close, you can't really see a lot of the little nuances of the defense. Yeah. So I think now, like I'm starting to see, me, Tom, and Steele, we all talk about this stuff, and it's like, oh, if I just saw that thing, I could be more aggressive there. I know it's coming. So, you know, just becoming older, more mature as a linebacker, you see more opportunities, you see more plays you can make.
Almost like looking through things to see, like a forest for the trees kind of thing.
Yeah, and the game, the more you play, the game slows down, so that's what helps. Yeah. So,
thanks, Cody.
What do you bring to that linebacker rotation to complement what Tommy and Steele do well?
You know, I compliment. I think really just being another cerebral guy on the field. You know, it's never Tommy, Steele are all super smart linebackers, and you know it always helps when you can know what's coming next and know the tendencies. And when we watch film and when we practice together, we always talk about different stuff that happens. And you know, I'm just trying to stay ahead of the game, stay ahead of the offense. And you know, whether it comes to scout or even just now, we're just trying to develop ourselves as players.
Do you think rotating more can help you guys in terms of keeping you more fresh over the course of the game?
You know, you never know. I mean, I think definitely rotating keeps people fresh, but at the end of the day, it's what whoever the coach wants out on the field, and you know, whoever's out there, they're going to play to the best of their ability, and you know, just have full trust in the coach and full trust in my teammates, whoever goes.
How's it going, Cody? Just want to ask about Jim Knowles and just the way he teaches and the fundamentals of some of you guys tackling, things like that. Just with Jim Knowles specifically going into year 2, is he any different now, or is he more comfortable this year? How do you see it?
I mean, definitely, we have a lot more body of work that we have. Like before, we didn't. This is our first year last year, so there's a lot of different stuff we can look at now from last year. And tackling-wise, I mean, we can always work on pad level. I think that's a major emphasis for us this spring too. Just at the point of attack, being lower, being more powerful. And you know, I think he's really he's getting in our heads to our finishing and how we finish every play. So.
Yeah, they talked a lot on Tuesday about getting to those fundamentals and establishing that foundation.
Yeah.
I feel like Jim last year talked about tackling, getting back to those basics. Do you see that still now in spring practice throughout the season?
You can never really get enough of that. Like as much as it might get old, you know, basics are basics for a reason. So they always help you in big parts of the game too.
Like at the NFL level, and this is a little bit more nuanced, like you mentioned, like the targeting rules and things like that. Yeah. I think coaches are supposed to teach not to, go into a tackle and have that target ball as a result.
Yeah.
With that, how do you see like Jim and maybe like the rest of the linebackers coaches coach against targeting, and how much of an emphasis is that maybe brought up in you guys' room?
I mean, targeting is something you never really want to see, but like. It's football. Sometimes stuff like that happens. For us, it's major about like keeping our shoulders. You're coming in. You're not trying to hurt your body in practice. So like, all you need to do is tag off. Like just tag, and and just lower your body. You don't want to bend at the waist. You want to bend at the knees so you can have your shoulders square and up and always head up like that. But, you know, it's football sometimes.
I feel that. And but James Laurinaitis too.
The last question is you can walk with him if you need to.
Absolutely. Yeah, sounds good, dude.
Gabe Powers on the field.
How's this first week of practice been for you?
It's going great. You know the whole defense. Kind of the second year. You know you're used to things a lot now, so it's going great. Getting better. Use the spring to get better. So.
How much different do you just feel now than you did this time a year ago?
A ton different. You know, I think confidence is probably the biggest one. Confidence is part of the people's game. So a lot more confidence now. So feel good.
Are you playing mostly Mike, Will, both?
Mostly Mike.
And what makes that a good fit for your skill set?
It's kind of like the leader of the defense. You know, you take charge out there, and you know, it fits right along with kind of what I played in high school. I ran a 3 linebacker system in high school, but kind of along the same principles.
You and CJ together, you were recruiting together for Ohio State. You said you guys are roommates.
Yep.
So you guys taking practice for the How much easier is it to be confident?
It is a lot. You know, like you said, we're roommates, so we know each other really well. So being out there and being together, you know, I have confidence in him. He's going to make the play, and he's confident in me.
You see Ryan and Tuesday talk about how this is a big spring for you and CJ. Does that kind of motivate you a little bit?
It does.
He's watching it?
Yes, sir.
Is it hard in year one to not be able to get out there and play on defense?
Yeah, I mean, it was different. You know, you're always used to being out there and in high school being kind of the main dude out there. But it helped me learn behind Tommy. Tommy's a great linebacker. You know, it helped me watching him. It's really improved my game.
Do you see like a long-term vision for like if I do these things, I can be that next Tommy Eichenberg here?
Yeah, definitely. You know, just take one step at a time and go by. Keep going.
Okay, when you got here from Marysville, I'd imagine you had, you know, some thought about how early you could play. Probably the first thought is, man, how quickly can I get out there? When your perspective changes here, how does it change? Does it just become the word patience, or is there something different about the process to get to the field?
Patience and discipline. You know, at my high school, you know, we teach a lot about. We had a thing called the process. So when I got here, you know, my dad coached me all the way through, and he told me, you know, you gotta work for everything you earn. So you aren't promised nothing when you get here. So I didn't come in expecting, you know, I'm gonna be all this. I know I got to work my way, and so I've been working my way up.
But now that you're a year into it, how has your mentality changed now about the competitive nature, about that impetus to try to get out there, more snaps, contribute more? How does it change a year?
It changed a ton. You know, I think confidence is what I was saying before. Confidence is probably the biggest thing out there. You know, that from year 1 to year 2, my confidence has gone a lot higher. So with that confidence, it's helped me become a better player.
Is it easier to accept not being on the field your first year when you realize there's a lot of stuff you don't know?
Yeah. You know, it's still hard. Like I said, you want to go out there and play. That's what you came here to do, is play. But at the same time, you know that you got to work. You got to trust the process. So that's what I've been doing.
Not having Tommy out there is allowing you to get more reps. So I know obviously it's early, but what can this spring do for you without Tommy taking some of your reps?
Just keep developing as a player, keep getting more confidence, and keep learning the plays for learning the whole defense.
What kind of leader is Cody?
He's a great leader. You know, we're always talking. You know, whenever I come off the field, he's helping me. You know, what I did wrong, what I could do better here. So everything, fundamental technique down to each step, is we help each other out there.
You were the best player by far on the field. Did you have to did you have to learn how to run?
Yeah, I mean that's definitely, you know, we talk. That's one of the things Coach kind of hit on when we first got here. Like, you guys were the main dogs on your high school team, but now like you got first round picks, first round talent in front of you, second round talent in front of you. You know, this is Ohio State, so. It was definitely a change, but I feel like I adapted to it well.
What's it like having James Laurinaitis coach you?
That's huge. He knows obviously so much about the game. Just in the little bit he's been here, I've learned so much from him.
Good. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
sure you've been asked all this stuff.
Yeah. Oh, no, you're good.
Just how different do you feel year 2 from year 1?
A lot different. That's what confidence is. My confidence is a lot higher now, so I can play with confidence and know that I can get my job done.
What was the adjustment like going from?
It was a big adjustment. Like you go from top dog down to working your way back up. Yeah. But I feel like my dad taught me really well about that. He played college and stuff. Okay. He coached me all the way up. Yeah. So I had a good understanding coming in. You're not going to understand it all, but he taught me a lot. So it helped me big time on that game.
Yeah, I mean, freshman year, I was telling CJ, freshman year generally, it's a hard year. Yeah. Because adjusting to college generally, like every 18-year-old does, but you've got the pressure of playing at Ohio State. People are like, what happened to Gabe Powers? Why, whatever. Yeah. How'd you deal with that kind of mentally?
You kind of toned it out. I know a lot of people, why aren't you on the field? Why aren't you this? Like, a lot of people don't see the work you have to put in outside of the game. A lot of people see what you do on Saturdays, but a lot of people don't see the work you have to put in outside of it, in the mental part of the game. It's more, this game is, when I got here, is more mental than it is physical. You got to know everything what you're doing, or I don't care how talented you are, you ain't going to be good if you don't know what you're doing.
And where are you in that process of knowing the system?
This year, I've gotten a lot more confident.
So if you had to go out there, let's say there was a game this Saturday, how confident would you be?
I'd be pretty confident.
Okay.
What's the bigger adjustment? Like, is it mental? Is it physical? Is it saying, hey, I know I need to get bigger and stronger, but I also realize I don't know anything about football like I thought.
Exactly. What you said at the end, kind of, it's more mental. Going from high school, you have plays, but it was more like a blitz here or something. But here it's a lot more technical. So the mental part of it was the biggest adjustment.
Does it make it easier to be patient for guys like you and CJ, knowing that home is right down the road and you can kind of withdraw mentally without having to?
Definitely. It definitely helps being, 40 minutes away from home. Whenever I want to, you can go back, but it definitely helps.
And knowing,
what is the goal? You still have Tommy and Steele and Cody all here, right? In the fall, you kind of see the writing on the wall, how they're going to play a lot of snaps.
Yeah.
What is your goal for spring and for this redshirt freshman year?
For spring, just keep getting better. Keep learning the plays, keep getting better. But for the game, I'm always going to set my goals high. It's always going to be the play, to start, and definitely hit special teams a lot harder this year. I feel like I can get a lot of special teams. So.
And when you watch guys like Cody playing special teams and Taraja and those guys, that is a role that you can take advantage of.
Definitely.
Is that kind of what you're thinking your primary role might be this year?
I don't know. We're going to put in punt right now, so we'll see how that goes. But full attention to go in there and play wherever I can. So.
Is there one thing you picked up from Laurinaitis just in the first couple of days?
There's been a lot, honestly. Just from this one practice, we talked about outside zones, how to take on blocks, how your footwork. He's helped us so much just in the little time he's been here. It shows a lot different.
You're too young to really remember him as a player, right?
I never physically saw him, but I've seen highlights.
Okay, so you knew when James Lauren that you knew the name and you knew.
Yeah.
So when he came here, how excited were you?
We were really excited. Really excited. I was really excited.
Did your dad talk about him to you a lot?
Yeah. My dad does talk about him a lot. Obviously, we've always grown up Ohio State fans, so he knew.
Right. Yeah, this is an age of transfer portal, and you can go anywhere, anytime.
Yeah.
Was that ever a thought when you kind of look at the depth chart and go, well, if I wanted to play now, I could go somewhere else?
I'm just focusing right on getting better and see how the spring goes. So I'm just working on, learning everything I can from guys in front of me and Coach Laurinaitis and learning the defense. So.
How different are you physically this year?
A lot different. Different. About just from last year to now, I'm about 10 pounds heavier, and like I said, confidence is a huge part of it. So when I'm going out there, if I know what I'm doing, I can go out there and actually play.
What's your weight now?
235.
That's probably where you want to be, right?
I want to get a little heavier, but
really? 240? What?
240, 245.
Okay. But you don't want to do it too quickly. You want to do it
exactly.
the right way.
Exactly. Okay. I want to be that by probably fall camp. I want to be up to 240, 245.
Anything else interesting happening in your life?
None right now.
Nothing? How's school going?
Pretty good.
Gabe, nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Been on.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
How's it going, Reese? Good to see you, man.
Good to see you.
How you been doing?
Good, you?
Spring. Yeah, doing well. Getting ready for spring break myself here this next week. But how's the spring been these last few weeks? How's the off?
Comfortable do you feel with this defense nowadays?
Really comfortable, you know. I mean, this is the first year that I've had a defense coordinator and a scheme linger over into the next year, you know. So I've had some time to learn and a season of, you know, just learn different teams, learning football, offensive scheme, defensive scheme, you know. I'd say I'm a lot more comfortable this year than I was last spring, you know, when it was all really fresh. I mean, last year at this point, I'd only had 2 months of learning to come out here and try and earn a job. So
you get recruited by one position coach, you transition to another one with a new GA. Now you have another guy, James Laurinaitis, coming in to help you. Do you feel like you just had so many different minds talking to you about playing linebacker? And how do you kind of sort through all of that?
Well, I'd say, you know, you take a piece from all of them, you know, even back when I had Coach Wash and Joe Bolden. Now, last year I had Quinn McFarland and Coach Knowles. This year I got James Laurinaitis and Sam McGrath. Those are all great football minds, you know. So for me, I just try to take a piece from all of them, you know, and then through all that information, try and find what works for me and then take it and run with it.
So you named all these guys, but only one of them was a 3-time All-American. What is it like to be coached by James?
Well, I mean, it's obviously, I think it's a huge advantage for us in our room, you know, to have a guy like that to be around and talk the game with you, you know, because they've done. I mean, he was like a 9-10 year NFL vet, not to mention, like you said, All-American here. So it's obviously a big advantage and it's great, really. I mean, it's really enjoyable learning the game from him.
Being a linebacker from Ohio, is that out of Illinois too? I mean, everyone in this state knows who James Laurinaitis is, but you're a linebacker from this state. That's got to mean something.
Well, yeah, I would say it definitely does. You know, I mean, grew up back in the day watching Coach James Laurinaitis and AJ Hawk, Schlegel, Bobby Carpenter, you know, guys like that. So, I mean, really any of those guys, if you have the opportunity to bring them back to coach your linebackers, then it's great. So.
Reid, you probably got to college, you probably understood the definition of patience, but did you understand the application of it and how hard it is that first year when you're trying to just, you know, tread water? I'm sure when you came out from Ironton, it's like, hey, here we go.
Yeah.
And it sometimes doesn't work like that, you know?
Yeah, I'd say, you know, you definitely have to figure out the definition of patience, and really you don't really find that out until you come here, you know, and you come out of high school, and everybody needs to get humbled a little bit, you know, and there ain't a better place to do it than right here in Columbus, Ohio. So
it can be that way for sure. So how did you handle that? How did you deal with, you know, there's some folks that dive in and they emerge as something special. Some folks hit that and they crumble. Or maybe, you know, they transfer, they do something else that doesn't work for them. How did you make it work for you?
Oh, I just stayed true to myself and what I've always done. I just keep your head down and work, and man, you just kind of have a blind faith that it's going to work out in the end, you know. And sometimes that's kind of a gamble, but I'm willing to take my chances.
Jim Knowles said on Tuesday that he wants to rotate linebackers a little more. What do you have to do right now in the next few weeks to prove that spot in the rotation belongs to you?
I'd probably just say, you know, prove to him that I know the scheme and I know it well, and start making more plays, you know, just like the same case for anybody else.
Just as simple as that?
Yeah.
You said everyone needs to be humbled. Was there a specific experience as a freshman that humbled you that you can recall?
I don't know that I would say there was one specific instance. Not really.
You know, Tommy Eichenberg, his first 2 years similar to yours. Is that an example for patience does pay off? Like, do you look at him as an example?
Yeah, I definitely do. You know, really, Tommy, Steele, Stover, all those guys. It took them a couple years, you know, to get their feet in the ground. So those guys are all like big brothers to me here. So I mean, we've had talks about what it's like going through that. You know, and I don't really want to say like waiting your turn.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah, I would say that I definitely have looked to Tommy and, you know, how his situation was and compared it to mine a little bit. And I'd say that, you know, sometimes that helps because, you know, Tommy's first 2 years, everybody was like, well, man, can this guy really play? And then, you know, the guy's an All-American now. So
without him, Chip back at running back, more reps available for you this spring for an opportunity to show Jim Knowles that you know the defense. So what can these 15 practices do for you?
You know, I'd just say really it's just a learning curve, you know. I get all the calls back again, and even though it's more fast-paced in the spring, you know, you're learning X number of calls for the next practice and then the practice after that, you know. But I'd say that just getting a good jump start on getting ready for fall camp and just knowing my job front to back.
What Jim Knowles said you're moving around. So what is your job? Like you playing some Sam? Are you doing Mike and Will as well? Like where are all you playing? Where are you playing?
Well, I played mostly Will so far through the first two practices. I'd say that the Sam thing is still there, but you know I don't really want them to look at me as just I can play one position because the Mike and the Will, they're both very similar, just like any other 4-2-5 defense. So,
how difficult is it? Like starting over every time you get a new defensive coordinator, a new coach? I mean, has it been like starting over your first 2 years, and then this year is like maybe your like actual second year of the same place? Like, has it been difficult?
I wouldn't say that it's so much starting over because you know you have things that carry over. Like, does the guy work hard? You know, like they come in here and we get a new defense coordinator, a new coach, or anything like that. You know, they're going to want to know their guys, so they're going to ask around on guys who've been here. You know, so I'd say that learning the scheme part of it and all that stuff, and getting to know your coach and building a relationship like that, then yes, it is kind of like starting over. But I would say that as far as the work aspect of it, like you either work hard or you don't.
Reid, I'm from Huntington, so I'm going to grab some Ironton knowledge on you.
Okay, let's hear it.
Coach Lutz, Jermon Jackson, Coy Bacon. You grew up in a place with enormous football tradition and history where it's a super important thing.
Sure did.
And I'm wondering how that has shaped you, even now that you've been here for a couple years. Coming from a place where it matters, when you go back home, probably the amount of pride they have in you being here and being a part of this program. How did growing up there prepare you for this and make you perhaps more likely to be here, to be a part of this? Coming from a place where football is really important.
Yeah, I would say that, you know, just it's a small town, man. So, you know, I've known, I met Jermon Jackson when I was a kid, and, you know, you just meet all kinds of guys, like Ken Fritz. He was an All-American here at guard.
Reggie Arden played here?
Reggie Arden, right. Marcus Williams, he played here. Tyler Whaley, known all those guys, you know, for a long time. I'd say, you know, it's kind of hard to put it into words, really. But, just like you've seen guys who've came here and been successful and been from a small town and all that. And, you know, I just felt like as far as understanding that it's not going to be easy, but if you keep your head down and just keep grinding and grinding and grinding, then what you're working for will come to pass pretty much.
I think, especially like we're saying, like where you come from a place where football really matters.
Football kind of determines how the whole year is going to go for Ironton.
Like on and off the football field.
Yeah, exactly.
But when you think about that, growing up in that culture, did it give you some perspective on football's role in your life? Not only the importance to you and your family, but what it could maybe do for you.
Yeah, I'd say from a young age, it was always kind of my plan to work really hard in high school and play well enough, hopefully to get my college paid for. That's kind of how it started. And then, I got to high school and had some great coaches and just kept, my love for the game just kept growing and growing. Then I get here, and it's literally football is your life. So I'd say, man, it just becomes your life, and I don't really know what else to say about it.
Reid, does it get frustrating when people assume that you will leave, or that you're here because you want to be here and you're working your tail off, and if they don't understand really where you come from and what it took to get here, then they really can't possibly understand your mindset now. But how do you handle just that outside noise?
Man, I just block it out really, because people don't know me, and they're gonna say whatever on Twitter or whatever it is. So I don't really care, but I like all my teammates here, love them really, and for me, when I hear something like somebody will text me like, "Hey man, I heard that you were gonna transfer," and I'm just like, well, where in the world did you hear that from? Because I haven't even really given it a thought, So I'd say that to an extent it does get on my nerves, because I take pride in being a great teammate who's 100% all in, all cards are on the table. Here I am,
Turning away from that a little bit, with James Laurinaitis, what has he brought to this room as far as the teaching aspect, as far as his ability to diagnose things? What has he done differently that you guys didn't have a year ago?
I'd say a lot of his techniques, things like that, little minor details that he picked up along the way, whether when he was with the Rams or when he was here in college. Obviously he's been exposed to some great coaches, so his football mind is huge. So I'd just say, so far, the little things.
Reid, what do you feel like your role can be for this defense this year?
I don't really know yet, man. It's only been 2 practices in spring, but I just hope that I can be looked at as a dependable guy who's going to know his stuff. He's going to know the game plan. He's going to know the scheme. And if you put me out there, then I'm going to know what I'm doing, and I'm going to make a play.
Jim Knowles was saying you were doing some of that Sam role a little bit. What's that role like?
I haven't really done much of it so far, but it's interesting. It's about the same as what it was last season. I can't really give you much more than that.
How do you maybe just kind of, keep the long-term vision? What do you kind of see that as when, maybe you're not playing as much as you'd like early on?
Can you repeat that?
Yeah, just kind of what do you maybe see as your long-term vision when maybe you're not playing as much as you'd like right now, but what it can be a year or two from now?
Well, I just think that right now, the thing for me to focus on is just keep building trust in the coaches. I built up enough trust to where I played on special teams last year and stuff like that, and for them to put you out there on Saturday, the guy is doing something right no matter who you are. So I'd say that just keep building the trust, with the coaches, them trusting me trusting them, and then eventually, I'll be out there and everything I'm working for will happen, hopefully.
Do you see that experience on special teams translate now when you come out here and you're practicing on defense?
100%. That's one of our things that we talk about here at Ohio State. We really take special teams serious, and one of our key terms is it's all ball. So everything we do in special teams, the drills and things like that, Coach Fleming likes to say, this isn't a drill to be running down on kickoff. This is a drill when you're running through an open A gap and you got to meet a linebacker, or no linebacker, running back in the hole, for example, something like that. So it definitely translates.
Thanks, Reid. Appreciate it.
Whatever. How's the cruise?
Oh, dude, it was awesome. I still got sand in my cheeks. I had a great time. It was a lot of fun, especially just like meeting a lot of past players and seeing how good dudes they were. It was really fun.
That's got to be one of the nice perks of this new era. Opportunities like that didn't exist for current players in years past.
I know, yeah, they made a big deal about it. It was crazy, just like how much love we received. I mean, you just get to see a different part of Buckeye Nation that you never really see. It's kind of like in the background, but now it's great. Now I know all those people. Now I walk by those people on campus or like somewhere in Columbus, I can say hi. It's made some new friends.
Is there any sort of a different vibe right now after the Michigan game in the past 2 years? I know you guys make it a year-long focus. Has that been tweaked at all this year? Any changes to the sort of traditions and things that you guys do to get ready for that game?
Not really. I mean, since I've been here and from what I've heard years past, I mean, it always means a lot to this culture. It means a lot to this program. So, I mean, it's always in our minds no matter what happens the year prior. I mean, no matter what we're doing, we're always working towards that game, no matter what the outcome was last year. So it's the same that it's always been.
When it happened last year, a lot of anger. Is the emotion any different right now, or is there two of those games?
I mean, yeah, it still sucks, but I mean, you still work towards doing better next year.
Steele, is it weird going out there looking to whatever side you look to and Tommy's not there?
I mean, yeah, it is. Tommy's my guy, but I mean, we got Cody out there. He's doing a hell of a job. He probably had one of the better winners that anyone's had here. I mean, he's smart as hell, great dude. Basically just another Tommy. We just don't live together. But I mean, no matter whoever you put out there from our unit, they're going to get the job done.
What kind of opportunity do you think that presents for a guy like Cody or CJ or Gabe with Tommy not out there this spring?
It just gives them more of an opportunity to just go out there and show their stuff. I mean, everyone in that room's athletic, strong, smart, just students of the games, and now they just get more reps. They get more opportunities to go out there and showcase what they've got.
What's impressed you about CJ in the offseason and through these first couple of spring?
I mean, dude's just athletic as hell. I mean, his numbers are off the charts. He's just a great kid, or a great man. I'm sorry, I don't want to call him a kid. I mean, he's smart. He puts all the work in, and I mean, he could be something special here. He already is something special here, I think.
You mentioned Cody's GPS numbers.
Yeah, he's fast. He's strong. He's really the whole package.
The fact that he came in as the #1 guy in the class, he knew he was behind you and Tommy. I guess it, but still, it's one thing to kind of understand it, and then you have to live with it. Mm-hmm. How was he kind of coped with the idea? Okay, you got to work yourself.
I think he's bought into the culture. I mean, I was just in there lifting, and Coach Maker's talking to a lot of the recruiters who talked about like our culture and how you got to come in here, you got to work, nothing's guaranteed. And I mean, he's bought into that because I mean, a lot of these recruits nowadays, they think they can just come in, do whatever they want, especially with NIL. They think they're all that, but I mean, CJ, he's one of those guys that really bought into it. He's working, he's grinding, and I mean, it's going to pay off. Definitely.
What about Gabe? What do you see?
Same thing. I mean, him and CJ, they come in. They're always doing extra in the film study and stuff. I mean, he's smart. You see flashes of him just making insane plays. So, I mean, both of them, you got Reid, you got Kuwach, you got Cody, you got everyone just flying around just doing great stuff.
Steele, you mentioned Cody had one of the better winners. What did you see him? What stood out?
I mean, he was my lifting partner. I mean, we just try to create energy no matter what was going on, even if we were sore. I mean, I feel like he definitely stepped into a leadership spot. He was very talkative. He was in my squad, and I mean, he wasn't technically a squad leader, but he led it just as well as anyone else. I mean, he's just he's a dude with a lot of passion for the game. You can definitely tell, and I mean, he's just a great guy overall.
He got on the field last year, kind of as you guys did the 3 linebacker sets. How have you seen him this spring take advantage of the reps with Tommy out?
I mean, he's just taking advantage of it. He's doing what Cody does. I mean, he's just getting an opportunity to show it now, and now people are seeing it. It's nothing new to me, honestly. I mean, he's just killing it.
For you said you wanted to come back because you wanted to improve as linebacker your third year. Where's your mindset going into spring? What do you want to improve on?
What's it called? Anthony Schlegel over the Cruise, and then we used to hang out. We've been hanging out a bit for the winter. His big thing is get bumpy, and that's just basically just go hard, balls to the wall, and that's kind of what I'm trying to buy into. Just going hard 24/7, just bettering my practice habits and stuff like that. See how that improves my game overall.
What's your impression of James?
Laurinaitis? Oh, he's a hell of a guy. I love the dude. I mean, you can just tell he was a student of the game. He was smart. I mean, whenever I first heard he was coming in, I looked at his resume, and it's freaking ridiculous. It's like something out of a movie.
But I mean, he's still a personable guy. You can still talk to him about anything, and I mean, he's a hell of a coach.
Do you guys like make him work to get it to build a relationship with you? Or?
I split off.
Did you guys like make him work to earn your trust, or how does it just kind of automatically come in, or how's that work?
No, I mean, he was put into the coaching position, so I mean, we have to trust that whoever Coach Day brings into that position, we have to trust him. So we just started off trusting the guy, and I think he's already earned it. So I mean, yeah.
What's something you've already gotten from him, from that relationship, Steve?
Just
insight, whatever.
Just little tricks and trades and whatnot. I can't expose anything now, but I mean, it's just little stuff that you don't really think about, and then you put the film on, and then you visualize like doing what he says, and it just kind of clicks.
Are you the kind of player? Do you watch yourself a lot in retrospect, like from last year? Do you watch video of yourself of where you can get better? Do you know? I mean, how do you approach that improvement aspect of self-critiquing, I guess? You know what I mean?
I do a little bit myself. Honestly, lately, I've been trying to watch a lot of Fred Warner. Just watching in the playoffs. I like a lot how he flies around and stuff. I've been trying to somewhat mold my game around that.
Yeah, but you're watching his movements, but are you trying to put yourself in his mind too? I mean,
yeah.
Explain that, how that works.
Yeah, whenever you've got a guy like Laurinaitis coaching, you kind of you try to you try to think the way he thinks. I mean, he's been there, he's done it. He's done it at a very high level, so I mean, if you could put yourself in that same mindset, then I feel like you can at least try your best to match those results.
Are you doing more at all pre-snap in terms of getting guys lined up, or is Cody kind of assuming a lot of responsibility with Tommy?
It's got to split. Cody, he's smart as hell. Right now, we don't have much in, so we don't have to communicate at all. But I mean, once we start getting deeper into the game plan, and I mean, just the playbook and stuff, we'll start having to communicate. I mean, you just got to be able to know both linebacker positions, be able to communicate, know what everyone's doing on the field. That's something that we're definitely trying to get better at this year. Just knowing what everyone's doing.
Steele, is there too much made up, like from year one to year two, comfort-wise with the defense, or do you really feel a difference from this time spring versus last year?
Yeah, I feel like there's a difference. I mean, it's less. I mean, just like focusing on doing your job more. Just like go after it. Just like don't be afraid of making mistakes. Just go have fun. I mean, I feel like I felt the energy today. Like people aren't really stressed about like doing their job. I mean, they're still doing their job, but they just want to go to the ball and, I mean, swarm around and stuff like that.
Coach Knowles talked about really wanting to challenge you guys to compete with the offense this year more than just the fundamentals. I know the fundamentals are key in spring, but do you feel that energy of really wanting to compete against the offense?
Yeah, Coach Mick's he's made an emphasis on it all winter, just competing. I mean, I think that's carried over into these past two practices. I mean, you see guys just having fun, jumping around, and I mean, I feel like just the culture that we've really started to create the past 2 months of just competing, getting back to what it used to be, it's going to pay off, I think.
Thoughts on how the quarterbacks have looked through two practices?
They've looked really good. I mean, we're not throwing the kitchen sink on them yet, so I'm not going to give them too much praise. But, yeah, Kyle and Devin, they've definitely stood out. They're athletic. I didn't realize they could run that fast. I was chasing one of them, and it was taking me a little longer than I expected to catch up to him. But, I mean.
Which one?
Honestly, I don't even remember. I just saw black. I saw a black jersey. I saw a black jersey. I didn't see 33. That kind of tripped me out a little bit.
What do you think of that?
I mean, I'm fine with it. Yeah, if he's got a meaning behind it, then I mean, he can do whatever. Yeah, 33. It's an awkward feel looking back there and seeing like Jack Sawyer throwing that.
Right.
Yeah.
What's Jack said about it?
It's a little. Oh no, I haven't heard Jack talking about it yet.
Are you looking forward to throwing the kitchen sink at him though, like a pressure test?
Oh yeah, that's gonna be fun. Yeah, because I mean now we've got a better knowledge of it, so now we can go a little faster, see how they respond.
Coach Knowles was telling us yesterday that he has some things he wishes he could go back and do differently as opposed to how things went. Not just the results, but maybe how certain things he called, certain ways he approached things. How is the defensive approach maybe different this spring? Have you noticed any change? Things you guys are prioritizing, ways you guys are teaching things?
I can't speak for the whole defense yet. We haven't had much group talk by me as far as linebackers. It's just being more physical, I think. I mean, just being able to run downhill, being able to just be their hammer, not the nail, stuff like that.
Not winning today, like in the tug of war, stuff like that. How much does that? But is that something they're trying to instill?
Yeah, it is. I mean, I don't want to be a complainer, but I've got a couple broken fingers right now. I can't really grab onto the rope and like sink down on it. And you got Cade back there. It's like 270, whatever he's weighing.
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, we still lost. It just kind of sucked. I mean,
you got a couple of broken fingers.
Yeah, I'm fine. Never mind.
You and Tommy.
Did Tommy break him? Did you break him on purpose? You saw how well he did last year with his broken finger?
No. I'm not with Tommy like that. No. What?
The bandage.
Oh, this isn't the bandage. Oh no, this is my wrist tape. I just wrapped it around my finger.
Are you bigger this year?
Slightly, maybe just a little bit. I'm probably like 230 something. Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Can I ask a question? Like non-football related?
Yeah.
All right, stay with me on this. So you've got so that you're going into a battle with someone, and you've got to pick 4 animals. These 4 animals and you're going to battle with another guy and 4 animals. What 4 animals do you pick? Go. You got to pick 4 animals. Okay, yeah.
Boar.
A boar.
Hippopotamus. Yeah, I think they kill more animals than.
I understand hippo.
Like a lot of live.
Elephant, boar, hippo.
Hippo. And probably some aerial.
Okay.
Would it have to be 4 different animals too, or can you just have like 4 lions, 4 gorillas?
No, you can't do that. You gotta be a little creative. See, I like where he's like thinking aerial. That's the kind of mindset I like.
Lansing's got
like a cobra.
What if there's no water
somewhere? Sneak up.
You're like on safari grounds. There's like a pond nearby. That's the setting.
Freshwater or salt?
Salt.
Crocodile.
Crocodile would be a good one. An orca.
Yeah, this thing's
Scorpion.
I know, but it's
Nobody see it coming. There's not what a use for an orca.
You know they say the
an orca is it's a pond. You can't get an orca in a pond.
What are you gonna do with an orca?
Yeah, but it's a pond. It's not an ocean.
You're gonna fly in an orca?
I feel like you just. Well, it's all hypothetical. I don't know. Like you're fighting animals, so I understand where it's coming from. But it's a
You
pond.
have to lure him into the
move.
pond to meet a whale?
I don't know. I mean,
What does that guy have? I need to know what I'm going up against.
okay, you'll go against me. Which package do you want? Do you want my strength package or stealth package?
Oh goodness. Oh yeah, I'll take strength.
Okay, I'm going elephant. I'm riding on him. I'm going to go hippo. I'm going polar bear.
Oh.
Yep. Yeah, think about the polar bear. And then I'll probably go tiger.
not that
So you could get the lion to counteract the tiger.
Yeah.
A rhino to counteract the elephant.
A rhino's not countering an elephant.
Yeah, I feel like I've got a horn.
He's got a tusk.
That's valid. Kind of took out my rhino.
Yeah, it's a tusk.
There's one chest piece off the
Well, come on, man.
I like
He's
the
already
aerial.
sending a scorpion, so that's getting stomped.
Yeah, I like the aerial a lot. That was a part of my stealth package.
Well, what is the aerial though?
Peregrine falcon, fastest animal in the world.
That is so specific.
I've thought about this a lot. I sat down. No, we can't go dinosaurs. That'll confuse things.
What's the stealth package?
My stealth package is a peregrine falcon, a black mamba, an elephant, and then a tiger.
What's stealth? Oh, you're riding in on the elephant.
I'm riding in on the elephant. The peregrine falcon is delivering the black mamba around, and we can communicate. So he drops him in, bites, picks him up, goes back on my shoulder, relays the information.
You're like the distraction to all of the stealth stuff going on.
I'm on top of the elephant with the sword, and I'm just like relaying everything to the
Whoa.
team.
When did you get a sword?
Just decided to give myself
Do you want to be a
my question.
screenwriter?
Excuse me?
You want to be like a screenwriter, a scriptwriter, movies?
I don't know. I'll get canceled if they let me try to do a
Sounds like a
I'd
video
get
game,
canceled.
Have you ever asked Jim Knowles which package he would pick, who he would go with?
I've never asked him this question. He probably just looked at me like I'm stupid.
Still, they say the Wolverine's the most vicious animal pound for pound.
Screw it. I'll take my tiger.
Which one are you on the defense?
I'm like an otter.
You're an otter.
I like water. Yeah.
So if you're an otter and Tommy's a platypus, what is CJ?
Oh, that's cool. I'll give him like a spearfish, something like that.
All right.
Yeah.
Now we have to do the entire roster.
All right, folks. No, we're not. We don't have that much time. Let's start to wrap up.
Hey, go for a while.
Sherry, he asked us this question.
Yeah, he was going to ask for the last time.
This is our media session.
I like animals.
I'll allow him a couple more questions.
Hey, Steele, you can go as long as you want.
Not really. I just like animals. I mean, yeah, I saw a turtle while I was snorkeling. I saw a couple stingrays. So, I mean, I've got animals fresh on my mind.
You have pets?
I've got a husky. Maverick.
He shed everywhere.
Oh, it's crazy.
He yells all the time, doesn't he, too?
No, he's quiet. He's like
Really?
mute. He's mute.
What's his name? You are a lucky man.
Maverick. Top Gun.
All right, so new Husky.
Of course.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, he was named after the old one.
Is he? He's in Georgia, right?
He's currently in Georgia during spring ball, yeah.
We saw a video from when you got to
when you were at the airport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, it's all right. That's all right.
What'd you like about Top Gun, Maverick?
Oh, Maverick?
No, what'd you like about the Top Gun Maverick movie?
Oh, the second one?
Yeah.
Oh, it's better than the first.
Really?
You're doing, yeah. Me, Cade, Jacob James, Tommy. Tommy wasn't there. Mitchell Melton, Luke Whipple. We were all crying, man. It was. I don't want to spoil anything, but gosh, it was intense.
Have you ever wanted to take a ride?
I think I could handle like 8 Gs if I needed to. If I had the jacket on, really like. Yeah, I think I could do it.
Would you have the elephant with you?
The elephant.
A cockpit?
No, I wouldn't have an elephant with me.
Cargo plane, man.
Yeah, this thing's like a Black Hawk, whatever the hell they're riding. Can't fit an elephant, no.
All right.
Thank you, Steele.
All right, I like where that